2022 Idaho murders, Bryan Kohberger, and the shocking case that haunted America. A quiet college town turned nightmare. The Idaho murders shocked the entire nation in November 2022, when 4 University of Idaho students were found brutally stabbed to death in their off-campus home in Moscow. The crime was so horrific, so seemingly random, that it stunned not just the quiet college town, but the entire country. The victims were young, full of life, and completely unaware that someone had been silently watching them. And at the heart of it all was a name few had heard before, Bryan Kohberger. Victims of the Idaho murders, young lives cut short. The 4 victims shared a home at 1122 King Road, just blocks from the university campus. That weekend, they were simply enjoying life, until it was stolen from them. 1. Kaylee Goncalves, 21, a senior majoring in general studies. Described as the light of the room. Planned to move to Texas for a new job. 2. Madison Mogan, 21. Kaylee's best friend since childhood. Majoring in marketing. Known for her warm personality. 3. Xana Kernodle, 20, junior studying marketing. Spent the evening with her boyfriend, Ethan. Kind, athletic, and loved by friends. 4. Ethan Chapin, 20, a triplet. Freshman majoring in recreation and tourism. A gentle soul who loved sports. They were more than just victims, they were sons, daughters, siblings, and friends. The horror of their deaths cannot be overstated. Idaho murders timeline. What happened that night? Saturday, November 12, 2022. Kaylee and Madison were seen at Corner Club, a downtown bar. Xana and Ethan attended a fraternity party at the Sigma Chi house. Everyone returned home before 2 a.m. According to phone records and surviving roommate accounts, all 4 victims were inside the house by that time. Somewhere between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m., the killer entered the home. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle from outside. But what happened inside was pure terror. By noon on Sunday, one of the surviving roommates discovered the bodies and called 911. Idaho murders crime scene. What police found. When police arrived at 1122 King Road, what they found was beyond comprehension. All 4 students were stabbed multiple times with a large fixed blade knife. Some had defensive wounds, suggesting they tried to fight back. A knife sheath, later found to contain the suspect's DNA, was recovered near one victim. 2 other roommates survived. One of them reportedly saw a figure dressed in black with bushy eyebrows walking past her, but was in such shock that she locked herself in her room and didn't call police for hours. The investigation, clues that cracked the case. For weeks, there were no suspects, just rumors, theories, and growing national outrage. Police stayed tight-lipped, but behind the scenes, they were following a digital trail. Key evidence: knife sheath left at the scene contained DNA. White Hyundai Elantra, seen near the house that night. Cell tower data tracked a phone to the crime area multiple times, even prior to the murders. Surveillance footage placed the car circling the area at 4:04 a.m. The turning point came in December 2022. Who is Bryan Kohberger? On December 30, 2022, Bryan Christopher Kohberger, 28, was arrested in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, at his parents' house. Background: PhD criminology student at Washington State University, 10 miles from Moscow. Had studied criminal behavior, including psychological profiling. Posted Reddit surveys asking criminals how they committed crimes and how it felt. Allegedly followed some of the victims on social media. The profile matched the crime eerily well. Calculated, silent, and chillingly methodical. The legal battle. What's happening now? Bryan Kohberger was extradited to Idaho and formally charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of burglary. He has pleaded not guilty and is currently awaiting trial. His attorneys argue that the DNA evidence is circumstantial and that the case is driven by media frenzy. Key legal updates, 2023 to 2025. Prosecution announced intent to seek the death penalty. Multiple pretrial motions filed, including attempts to move the trial due to media bias. Trial delayed due to new forensic testing and witness interviews. As of mid-2025, Kohberger remains in custody, and his trial is expected to begin in early 2026, unless further delayed. Social media, theories and public outcry. Social media played a massive role in this case, for better or worse. Some wrongly blamed the surviving roommates. Others speculated the killer knew the victims intimately. Dozens of TikTok creators, YouTubers, and Redditors analyzed every detail. The Moscow police even issued statements warning against false information and harassment of innocent people. Full timeline recap. Date event. November 13, 2022. Bodies discovered at King Road residence. December 30, 2022. Bryan Kohberger arrested. Jan. 2023. Extradited to Idaho, first court appearance. June 2023. Prosecution announces death penalty pursuit. 2024-2025. Trial delays, forensic reviews, motions filed. Expected 2026 trial may begin. Subject to further delay. Frequently asked questions. Q1. Was the murder premeditated? Yes. Authorities believe the suspect stalked the house at least 12 times before the attack. Q2. Why did he choose these victims? There's no confirmed motive, but social media interactions and stalking behavior suggest targeted victims. Q3. What about the surviving roommates? They are not suspects and were likely spared intentionally or missed. Q4. Is the house still standing? The University of Idaho began the process of demolishing the home in 2023 to help the community heal. Final thoughts. A case that changed Moscow forever. The Idaho murders case is more than a true crime story. It's a heartbreaking tragedy that ripped through 4 families and a university community. The victims were young, full of dreams, and had their entire lives ahead of them. As the legal system moves forward, one hope remains: justice will be served, not only for the victims, but for every student who should feel safe in their own home.